Did you know that you can actually donate one of your organs while you're still living? I didn't know that until I met my partner, Dale. He and I are going on 3 years now, and for the entirety of our relationship, his identical twin brother has been in full blown kidney failure, waiting for a kidney. And we were hoping that that would be Dale, my partner. But unfortunately, once they went through the process of trying to figure out why a 30-year-old man would have complete kidney failure, they discovered that it was genetic and that him being an identical twin would only pass on the same gene and possibly have the same outcome if he was to give away one of his kidneys. So I volunteered. I said, let's try. And last December, we started testing. Here we are in June, and we're still testing. So yesterday, I went to Toronto to have a stress test performed to once again further investigate whether or not I'm a good candidate to give Dan, my partner's twin brother, a kidney. Stress test. As far as I knew, it was hooking up to some electrodes and running on a treadmill. But I had heard that there was a possibility that they might have to give an IV along with it, and I hate needles. I know it's hard to tell that I would hate needles, but a tattoo needle is very different than the other kind of needle. And since I was a teenager, I have suffered with a high vagal response, meaning that even just giving a blood sample would sometimes result with me passing out. And if you've ever passed out, it kind of sucks. So I really didn't want to have to get an IV. And I was hoping that that wouldn't be the case. When we arrived at the hospital, it looked like I was going to be lucky. They made me unclothe from the top up. They put on a hospital gown with the front opening. They set up a whole bunch of electrodes over me. They made me lay down on a bed, and I had the technician prodding inside of that hospital gown to my naked body to do an ultrasound. And she was pushing hard. She was all over the place. I was trying to keep my boobs inside of the hospital gown, but not really succeeding very well. But I'm a modest girl, so I was trying. Eventually, after really pushing hard in some areas, and for what it felt like forever, she called in somebody else and asked their opinion. I started to get scared. First thing thinking, is there something wrong with me? Second thinking, does that mean I can't donate? But when I asked the technician the reason, she said it was because they couldn't get a clear picture of my heart. And she said that they would have to give me a contrast, meaning putting an IV in my system to send to my heart so that they could see better. She gave me all of the possibilities, the risks involved, including the fact that I could have cardiac arrest if I had an allergic reaction. She told me I would have to consent. So I said yes, and of course they set me up with an IV with several syringes hanging from it so that whenever they need it, they could quickly inject the contrast into my system. So here I was, IV on this side, electrolytes all on this side, on a treadmill with this hospital gown barely held together, jogging away. Did I mention I forgot my running shoes? So this was in bare feet because they wouldn't let me wear my sandals. Meanwhile, the electrolytes start coming off, so the technician starts pushing them on, telling me, don't let go. I'm still here holding on to the treadmill in the process. And in the meantime, the entire hospital gown comes open, and here I am, tits out, in front of three individuals that I've never seen before, jogging barefoot on a treadmill. But they finally get my heart rate to where they want it, and they get me off the treadmill to lay down immediately so they can start taking images of my heart as it recovers. I can do hard things. If you want to follow my journey, we still don't have the complete validation yet, but I'm still really, really hopeful that I'm going to be able to donate Dan a kidney. And if you want to see me do that, give a girl a follow. Much love.